Hello, hi Linda. Okay, apparently I'm doing this different today. Turns out there's a way to do the camera that isn't going to be the same problem with the microphone. I've been doing it wrong forever and ever and ever is punchline. Still working, but I'm doing it wrong. So I am, that one's not the right width, then it can go there. I am way behind on what I wanted to be doing, so we'll see how that goes. That's there. These I'm setting aside. These I might have. I'm working on. I got these little guys done, which was fine, but I'm not working on those today because I did the math and realized I want all of my blocks to total out to 9 inches. So I ended up with that. This is all got to be done. So when the time comes, I'm going to more or less center that. I'm not going to do it perfectly. Trim it down to 9.5 and then sew them together. And I'm going to do 25 first. So I'm going to do 25. I'm going to do 25 9.5-inch squares. That's going to be 5 by 5. So it'll be a 45-inch center. Once that's done, I'll see what I think of it, and then I'll add more. But what I'm going to do, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, there they are. All my stuff is down here. They're all down here. All the bears and the cubs and whatever, because everything has to go. Either I have to not use these bigger bear squares, or I have to bring everything up to, I was going to do 8 inches, but with this guy on an 8-inch square, we've got like less than 2 inches all the way around. So if I do a 9-inch square, 9-inch square means bigger patches. They still look nice though. They don't have to be, the centers don't have to be huge. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this really easy. I'm going to do my next one like this, but I'm going to go all the way around in black. I'm just going to do it. I am got those 3 over there. Those are extra there. I'm going to do one on the bear right now. And then from there, it's not going to matter which ones I do. I'm going to go all the way around on black, because not all of these are cut exactly the same either. They're not that intense. I want the hummingbird and the bear, so I'm going all the way around in black. Then I think I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I haven't fully decided. What I realized though is because every single one of these squares is a little bit different, as long as each square has black and orange on it, I can be a little bit different on each square, and then they will kind of all add up. But there's the thing where you add the pieces like this, and then you take a small square. And you sew it over, fold it out, and then trim off whatever's left behind. I'm going to do that on these ones. So I haven't decided, but I might just, I'm not going to agonize about the little bits of white because these are not straight lines, and I don't want to end up cutting stuff off just to force it to fit. So, and I'm just going to keep using the white thread because I don't. Oh, that's the other thing I can do though. Okay, I've got two options, and I think I'm going to do this one using option number 2. Where I Get my batting all ready to go. This is 10 by 10, but my life, this is, don't forget, this is all extra batting. I'm going to do one of these and see what I think of it. Because if I start with this guy in the middle, right, then I go all the way around, then it's already sewn down and I don't have to agonize the same way. Because if I do this patch separately, then I have to come back and if I do the patch separately, then I will have to come back and I'm going to start and stop today. It's going to be one of those kind of days. If I do the patch separately, then it's going to end up being one of those situations where I then have to come back and quilt it down. And these are going to be small enough that stitch in the ditch should be fine. I'm going to go a little bit off to the side on that one. I'm just kind of debating how much actual work. No, I can't do it. If I do it that way, then I'm going to have 9 by 9 inch squares. I have to commit to a quilt as you go, and I don't think this centerpiece is going to be quilt as you go. Too much thinking today. I don't want to do any thinking today. Yeah, you can tell Lisa and I both had insomnia the last couple of days. That was not fun. So I'm definitely in catch-up mode. I can save this piece for the ugly quilt, so I don't have to. You know what? I don't have to. I've got like 50 or 60 of these patches. I've got way more than I'll be able to use, so I need to stop worrying about it. I'm just going to go all the way around and do what I was going to do. And then I'm not going to worry about it. Because if I start worrying too much about it, then I'm not going to have a good time. Okay. Don't mind me. No, we both had insomnia. So it's like, yeah, I can just do it. You know what I need to do? I need to just focus on the ones that I know. Okay, like I've only got one fox piece, right? I've only got like 2 or 3 that's just the hummingbird. So I just have to focus on not wasting it on those. Once I know for sure, 0.6. Oh, that's 1/4 inch. That's what I need. Okay. And already I need my glove on. So I'm going to do this one. We'll see how it turns out. And I'm going to do the truss thing where I just grab a pair of scissors and snip them off. I already know that part of that's coming off the back anyway, because I just screwed one up. I just already screwed it up. What else is new? Anyway. I am taking full advantage of the fact of how much of this is, I'm taking advantage of just how much of this is actually scrap. Started off life as scrap or as extra fabric that I can afford to lose. Because I have just enough of the lazies. I want this to be, okay, my big thing is realizing that I don't have the kind of patience for the proper quilting, but I definitely have the patience to quilt. So I keep saying this and I keep not being sure what I think of it. So bear with me while I get this one going. I think that's too close to the edge. That's the problem there. I'm trying to do a better job of really paying attention to where that 1/4 inch line is, and I don't think I'm liking it much. Whenever I see a 1/4 inch seam, it's like that is way, well, that's not bad, but it's way too close and it's way too easy to screw it up. I think I like my wider seams better. That reminds me, I got to go over there and turn the iron on. I'm going to have to. I did the thing. I did the thing where I was like, oh, I just got a couple things to do, and then I'll go get the camera set up, right? Because that's how you do it when you're gonna. I gotta. My computer usually lives over there, so I got to drag it over here. No biggie. But I didn't give myself enough time to set up things the way I probably should have set them up. Because I really need to iron these before I move on to the next step. You know what? I have a seam guide. There it is. I have a seam guide. Let's see what it says. My problem is that I'm so used to, I don't know if I want to call it a problem or not. Yeah, these are fine. This is 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch. My problem is that I'm so used to doing a wider seam. I'm so used to doing a wider seam. A wider seam lets you go a little faster, right? I'm so used to doing a wider seam that that the 1/4 inch just seems too small. I've got a seam guide. I just checked. It's fine. Like, oh, you can't really see the stitching, but no, the seams look fine. It's just like I said, when you're okay, and there's a little hint. If you're trying to sew fast, if you're trying to do something that you need to do quickly, like, you know, when you're sewing for an Etsy shop, a slightly wider seam allowance is amazeballs. Okay, I gotta go iron this. Gotta go put that down there. While I'm waiting for that. Yep, you try to do it the right way. Okay. So now, while I'm waiting for that to heat up, since it's going to need a minute, I'm also going to go all the way around. And I am going to go back. I'm going to go back to the wider. I'm going to go back to the wider. It's what I'm used to. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I already know exactly what my sewing is like. All I got to do is just make sure I'm not taking off. Instead of trimming off all this white, I'm just leaving it on. Okay, that one. I don't know if that's enough to go around the corner or not. Not now. Not the way I just cut it. Oh. Okay, I'm doing two different things. I'm trying 2 different ways. Trying 2 different ways. So if I zip this one on right quick. So anyway, how are you today, Linda? Hello to anybody else who happens to be paying attention. I think for me, it's like I already know what my bad habits are. The 3/8 seam allowance doesn't seem like a lot. No, it can't be 3/8. Yeah, 2/8 is 1/4 inch, so 3 is. I already know what my bad habits are, so if I can accommodate my bad habits, then I can just relax and work and focus on the sewing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, the crusty snow, they're fun. That's where it can actually, that's where conditions, this is where things get weird, because where I'm from, freezing rain was basically a yearly event. It was just a matter of how bad and how long it was going to last. And it can be harder when it's trying to melt. It can be actually harder to walk on, because it stays slick. It gets all slick and slippery. And I'm just gonna. This one's got way too much white on it, so I'm just gonna bring it in a little bit. I'm gonna bring it in a little bit so that I make my line. I'm not going for perfect on these either, by the way. Yeah, bigger seams, smaller blocks. I'm not. Yeah, that's what I kind of realized. It's like, well, wait a second. These are already looking good. I'm not. I prefer bigger blocks, so I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm just adding. I'm just going to add an extra layer. But then again, these are. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that. Like I said, the wider the extra 1/8 of an inch makes a big difference for me in terms of comfort. And I always feel like because I'm so used to the 3/8 inch, I always feel like the 1/4 inch are just too narrow and are just not going to last. Okay, let's get these two done. So I did the exact same thing with both of them. I'm just going to do different things. I just got to iron them right quick. Oh, that would have helped. Would have helped if I'd remembered to turn the iron on. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that, so this is what I got. I've got this orange. You get the camera moved over. I'm not sure if the lighting is going to show it very well. So I've got this orange, and I've got this orange. There's not a huge difference, and once they're cut up into small enough pieces, it's not going to really matter. So that's going to be going on the front, and I'm going to probably use less of it than I thought I was going to. And then this one is going to be the back, because it's an orange. It's like a burnt orange, but it's not going to be. I can't have that. Well, I don't have enough of this to do a back, but this will make a nice back. This will be a nice back to match the thing, and it'll match like these guys and the foxes, and it'll even match the bears to a degree. So anyway, that's going to be the back. That's going to be the backing of it. This is going to be this is the orange that's going on the front. Yeah, not going into a quilt show, so do what you want and not stress. It'll be nice and warm, and that's exactly what I just realized I'm doing. I'm not going into any quilt shows, and I don't think I'm ever going to get interested in that. So I'm just going to make it fun. Oh, why is that one going for me? There we go. Might as well leave that on. I might as well leave the okay, I don't want that one. I think I want that one. We'll see. I could never see myself going into a quilt show. I could never see myself being interested. Okay, so these are, once they're sewn in, they're about not ironed properly. Be right back. There we go. I ironed a crease in instead of ironing it out. So I'm gonna do this 2 ways. So I'm gonna go an inch. Wait a second. See, this is why. Okay, so there's no way that that's 9 inches. Maybe I just want to do 1/2 inch. That's 1/2 inch. If I do 1/2 inch, I'm only going to have a narrow strip. An inch. This ruler is weird. This ruler is really weird to work with. Okay. I'm going to need to square off everything. There's no 2 ways about it. I'm assuming that it's normal. I'm assuming that it's normal that when you're working with a small enough piece that you can't really expect it to be perfect all the way around. So that is 3/4 of an inch. I am just going to get this one out because this is like annoying me. I'm going to be the first to admit that the fabric that this is on. Oh, there you go. I mean, there you are. There you are. There you go. Hi, Jenny. How you doing? Yeah, it's been a couple days, so. This is a much cheaper material than this, so it's shifted. You know how it goes and it kind of goes to the diagonals and stuff, so it's a little fucked up. I don't think I mind, but okay. So this one is 3/4 inch all the way around. This is bare. No, that's not long enough. I'm going to need a whole piece. So this one, I'm going to go all the way around in orange, and I'm going to go around again in black. So that's that one. Let's set that aside for the moment. This one, I'm going to do to exactly 1 inch. I'm going to go to exactly 1 inch. And like I said, I'm not going to agonize. Some of these are like a little bit diagonal stretched. So I'm not going to agonize what that. So this is a little bit wider. It's kind of funny, like when you're going to this small, doing things this small is kind of new for me. Okay. There. Okay. That's right. Okay. So this one, I need 4 pieces. Is that going to be right? Oh, that's going to be right. Okay. We're just going to use this piece here. We're just going to use this piece here. That. They have to be even. They don't have to be super huge because this is only 1 inch. Now, in theory, I've got 2 options. I've got 2 options, and I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. This is 2 inch. I'm just going to take that off. This is exactly 2 inch. Yeah, what have we got going on around here? We got absolutely nothing going on. 2 inch by. This is really tiny for me. I don't usually work with anything this small. So now I'm already sweating. I'm already going, oh my God, can I make this work? Okay, 2 inch. Okay. So I've got options. Oh, yes, we are all about fatfoing. Okay. So normally what you do is you put a 1 inch by 1 inch piece up in the corner, sew it on diagonally, fold that out, and you got a nice little orange corner to add to your thing, right? But I'm thinking about going here. This is just a sewing trick I found out about just to make it a lot easier for people who are not familiar or good at using. So for this one here, you would go here. Oh, wait, this should do the same thing. And then go like that. That's going to be big. Oh, no, this is the right size. And then it's going to be bigger. So like that. And then like that. Yes. Okay. That's the right size. I have no idea. That's the right size. That's all I care about. So this is me fatfoing from videos that I've watched on the internet and that I want to try for myself. I just wasn't sure how my dimensions were going to work. Because I can also do a 3 inch by 3 inch, and then the orange would go all the way through the corner. Right? Does that make sense? And I was thinking about that one. So you just put it in like that. Well, I can do the first one and I can decide what I think. Use a pin. Yes, I'm trying triangle corners, and if I do them right, because we know I do everything exactly right the first time. If I do them right, they're going to come right onto there and make a nice little point. So we shall see. Some people eyeball it, some people measure. We both know that I'm going to stop measuring as soon as I feel like I've gotten anywhere even a little bit good at this. But yeah, you just go like that. Get it down. I'm just double checking. Yeah, it's at or near that corner, so that's all I care about. La la la. I know I'm doing it the slow way. Oh, somebody has faith in me. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. I'm really hoping that it lines up as close to that as possible. I suppose the best way to do that would be to go across there, find that with my fingertip. Looks like it's going to be right on. I can check the rest the same way. I'll do that as I'm sewing them. La la la. Yeah, but then what I'm also gonna do, and I haven't. These are all going to look like picture frames, but instead of doing quilt as you go, where each one gets the, like for the ugly quilt, I'm gonna for the ugly quilt I would do this, and then I would do the batting and the backing. But for this, I'm just going to do the actual block. Yeah, this is going fine. Okay, get in there. Okay. So I'm just going to double check the first two. Make sure they're where I want them to be. It's okay if they're off the tiniest little bit. Yeah, that one will work. I just made it fit. And I know that was the very first one because the pin's in a different direction. I don't know if you guys are noticing, but I just kind of took my pin. And because there's extra layers where the seam is, I just got it lined up, took my pin, went to the corner, and as soon as it popped down, that's where I'm putting in my pin. That should be right on it. Okay. Now I just go corner to corner. I'm going to go a tiny bit ahead and do a back stitch then. La 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 la. There you go. And I'll do a little mini back stitch right there. You don't gotta go crazy. You don't gotta go crazy on the back stitching because I already know that I'm putting in I already know that I'm going to run this thing back and forth. So then you just go, you could even just use scissors because it's a small enough piece, right? Leave a 1/4 of an inch. Push it out. And now we've got that. Get back there. Okay, there we go. No, of course you can just get in there and do it right. There we go. That's what I'm going to have around my bar. It's going to be like that. Let's get the last 2 in. Okay. Now that one I can do pretty. That one I think I could do pretty easily. The square, I liked how the squares were. Yeah, this one's going to be nice. But the thing is that to make it 9 by 9, I'm going to have to go around it with another layer of black. I'm going to iron it and then I'll show it to you. There we go. So you just go straight across, then you get your ruler in there or your scissors or whatever. Because this isn't huge. And yeah. Yeah, I'm going to iron it. I'm going to iron it and do it right. Get my butt up. La la la. There we go. They're still sticking up a little bit, but that's fine. So that's the first one. And then I just have to, 9 by 9 is there to there. So now I'm going to have to put in, see, and this is where they're not fully square, right? Yeah. So now what I need to do is I need to come back and put in another round of the black, but this will work. Actually, let's go there. Yeah, I got to go all the way around with the black one more time. How wide is this? This is 1.5 inches, is it not? About 1.5. I'm just going to, doesn't matter how big or small a piece I take off over here is. I just got to get another piece. 2 inches is fine. My, oh no, they're all up here. I was going to say I always worry too much. It's my job. So you know what? It's always the first time I do something. When I do something for the first time, it's like, oh, am I doing it right? Am I not doing it right? What's going on? I think it's normal. We all know I'm a psycho and it's fine. Okay, so once this is done and attached, we'll find out. I think that 3/8 inch seam though is going to work against me. So I think maybe on the next ones. I think on the next. Why'd you not cut? I think on the next ones, I'm going to have to do this wider. That's going to have to be bigger. Just fine. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to look nice. Okay. Yeah, how you doing for ice, Jenny? Linda was just saying that theirs is trying to melt, but it's still really slippery. Yeah, having a little psycho makes life more fun. My life is very fun, incredibly fun. Nah, I think of it as productive worrying because this is a lot of it's funny. I've been sewing quote professionally for how long now, and so much of this is new. That would help. When it comes to the sewing, that is, when it comes to the sewing, come on, get down, up you get. My thread came out. I have to fix it. So much of the quilting stuff is new, and I have to rethink things that work fine when I'm making bags. As a matter of fact, some of the things that I do are a huge advantage when I'm making bags, and then they don't really work out as expected if I translate it to doing quilting, which is fine. It's always the same thing. I'm gonna repeat the same mantra over and over. What's going on? Why are you not going forward now? Oh, you're too close to the edge. I'm gonna repeat the same mantra, and that is how lucky I am. Okay, what's going on? I'm tying a knot down in there somewhere. It's the same mantra that I always say, and that is I'm very, very fortunate that I am not in a position where I have to go buy small bits. Nice. I'm in a position where I'm using leftover fabric for most of my stuff. So I'm in a really good place where that's concerned. Now I'm just learning new techniques. Okay, what's going on and why are you not? Okay, why are you not going forward? Something's going on. My machine is having a conniption right now. Okay, let's start up a bit. Nope. For some reason, my feed dogs weren't working. They were just like going up and down, but not trying to make anything move. I know. Yeah, Linda was just saying that theirs is melting. Linda was just saying that theirs is melting, but it's at that stage of melting where everything is still super slick. I always hated that stage. Because when the ice storm is happening, you know to stay your ass indoors, right? Is that going to be a better view all the way around? That's going to be a crappier view. There we go. We'll see if that works. Don't know. Don't know if it might. Don't know if it might not. We don't need the machine front and center for every single thing. Come on, come on. This one is a little sloppy, but nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna be able to tell when it's done. Yeah, I may have to nope, had really bad insomnia. Not last night. I was gonna film. I was gonna come on yesterday, but I had really bad insomnia again. But it's funny when I'm sleeping well, I'm sleeping really well, and then when I'm not sleeping well, like yesterday, I only took like a 30-minute power nap, so I was okay. I have no idea what the hell. Let me just reread this. I want to make sure I understand what you're saying. Why don't you sew the strips on top and bottom? And when you trim the block, the bottom can be a little bigger than the other side. So the block will be the size you want, even if one side may be thinner than the other two sides. I'm not sure if I'm understanding. So like if I do two sides first and then the other two sides, like that, like why don't you sew the strips on top and bottom? Oh, it's just my bad habit. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, it's a bad habit to do that. Because then I'm just kind of continuing to go. It feels like I'm just going all in the same direction. I know it'll be more consistent with the way the stitching looks. I keep telling myself I need to do it that way, and then I keep not doing it that way. There we go. Take that. Don't mind me. This piece is just extra wide, and it doesn't need to be. Let's get that off. So I think what I'm going to do, I don't know if I'm going to do these individually or if I'm going to like, it's always a lot more efficient to set yourself up with a bunch. Yeah, so the strips on top and bottom, then the two. I don't know why. I've just gotten into the habit of going around. It just seems to be what works for it. Just seems to fit my hand-eye coordination the best. So there we go. So it's not, these aren't going to be huge. These aren't going to be huge, but I think I like that. Let me iron it and I'll be right back. Yeah. I got to think about that. I think I'm just catering to my bad habits at this point. I definitely need to try it. I know that it's a lot easier to get more precision when you do it that way. Where's my red ruler? There it is. So it is the right size. So the only other thing I can do, well, the smaller graphics make it to fit the same size block. I'm trying to imagine if the orange triangles will be different sizes when you're done. No, the orange triangles will be this, because then what I do, I'm going to make it 9.5, right? Everything's sticking out a little bit. So when I square it up, you know, when I trim off the excess to make sure it's properly squared, these are going to be right to the inside. The only other thing I can do is make a big triangle, a bigger triangle here, do the same thing with the big triangle, and then have 2 layers of triangles. I'm going to leave this like this. Go, motherfucker, go. Is that? I have a feeling you don't swear in the real world, Linda. What's going on here? Did that? Yeah. So yeah, so that can be done. Okay, this one's going to be done. I'm not going to agonize anymore about this one. I like this one though because the hummingbird made it in. So you've got that. This is, yeah, I accidentally pushed in with the iron when I shouldn't have. So now I've got that. Easy enough to fix. I swear way too much. We all know this about me, though. Okay. Sorry, I'm not agonizing. I'm admiring. Yeah, colorful language. The NASCAR, you know what? Any crowd that's really into sports of any kind seems like they might swear. I'm not into sports. Yeah, so this one's nice. And if I commit to not making every single thing identical in every single way, this is a slightly different orange. It's not. Yeah. This one's not nearly as bright as the camera's making it seem to be. I don't know if there's anything I can put on it that will. Sometimes if you put a contrast beside it, it'll make it readjust. Anyway, this one I'm going to trim up. Come on, do. This one's not from my stash. This is actually from the stash I got. That came with this stuff. Actually, I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to go 2.5 inches. And then I'm going to realize that this isn't folded properly in the back. So I'll take it off of there. I'm pretty sure that I'm overdue for a new blade in this thing. That's fine. I don't have to do 2.5 inches. I just have to do, I'll do 2.25. Yep. It kind of chunked it all out. Okay. I gotta, based on just swearing. Oh yeah. Based on swearing, I'm totally ready to be a fan of all the sports. So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna need one more. La 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 la. Oh, there we go. I'm going to save that because I can use that for our corners on something else. Two and a quarter. All the way up. There we go. I'm one of those people where something is always going to shift while I'm sewing, so I try to be really careful to get the initial cut done right, so I don't have as many problems. Okay, so we're just going to go. This guy is already 7 by 7 ish. So if I just put it's got to go that side. This is the cleaner cut. So you're just saying go top, bottom, side, just for consistency. The side, top, bottom. No, top, bottom, side. Come on, all the way out. I swear, I would be the world's worst sewing teacher because I'm like, well, here's how you hold it so you don't have to pin it. I don't know what's going on with my machine. It did not want to move the fabric forward. Now I'll go over here a little bit more. It's doing it now. I wonder if there's just a piece of thread or something caught. Now what's going on? Oh, that's what happened. I have a feeling this one's overdue for a service. I might have to get out one of my other machine. Oh, the needle's out. It unthreaded itself and I couldn't tell. Sometimes you can't. It was pushing down the into the foot just enough that it looked like it was going through, but it just really wasn't. Get back up. There we go. Sometimes the thread can break and you just don't really notice it too. A lazy chaos. Well, this is a lazy chaos sewing class. Just go get yourself a machine and try not to sew your fingers down. You're fine. God, I am so I am so encouraging. Yeah, don't sew your fingers down. Actually, as long as you don't sew your fingers down, you're good. By the way, the best way to not sew your fingers down is to keep your fingertips relaxed. Keep your fingertips relaxed, because if something happens and you end up getting too close and you feel your fingers start to bend, you know you're too close because this is pushing your hand. Come on. There we go. I'm kind of thinking is that if I don't worry, because, okay, none of these are exactly square. So if I don't agonize about having the exact same design on every single block, then the fact that they are not completely square, like this one, you can tell at a glance, this one is not square. This one's longer. This one's narrow and tall. So if I focus on not having every single one the same, then anything that is visually and obviously not square becomes a feature and not a problem. But this one, I'm just gonna sew it all down. And I might do I don't know that I'm going to do any in straight up orange, because that's going to end up being bright, but I might do a few in just black. But right now, right this minute, I only need 25 of them. And I did it again. See, I just went around the corner. Didn't do top, bottom. Did not do top, bottom, left, right. Yep, that's... You know what happens with these? These are great. These are great for cutting fabric, right? And then as they start getting duller and duller, is you start pressing harder and harder. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Like, that's what I'm doing here, right? This one's already mostly square, but it's also not big enough. I want it to be 9.5, so I'm just adding to it to make it bigger. But I'll do a black. I'll do a black one next and show you what I mean that I can be doing. Come on. This one here is, I'm being a little bit lazier with this particular fabric because I don't have very much of it. So I know I can only, I might be able to use it for little squares and corners and stuff. I don't think I can use it for anything else. There we go. And oh, that one will fit. I cut an extra one from. Oh, well, then I've got one extra one to do. One. I can do one more, at least one more all the way around with this stuff. Okay. Okay, this does not feel. Okay, so this one's easy, and then I'll iron it, of course, but it's already 9. So this one's just gonna be like that, and then I'll give it a quick zap with the iron, and then I'm leaving them. I'm like, look at all the fraying on the side of this. I'm leaving them like this so that way when I come and trim them, I just trim it, add it. I'll trim off the really obvious, but I'm not going to trim them perfectly just yet. That way, if I don't get to them, because we know I've got 700 projects on the go at any given time. So if I end up having to put them aside to go do something else, I don't have to worry about them fraying till they're so small they're useless. So that's simple. So now I've got 1, 2, 3. So I got 2 bears and a deer. Okay, so I just went doop and just ever so lightly tossed it onto the corner of the table, and it went onto the corner of the table and ever so lightly just went bloop right over the edge. Right there. That guy can go right there. I gotta blow my nose. Right back. Okay. My glove back on. Okay. Now I might as well get a couple of these guys out and see how things look on them. Oh, she did show me those. Lisa forwarded them to me right away. I'm on Facebook. You can always Facebook them directly to me too. Yeah, see, these aren't very squared off. These aren't very square at all. So they're kind of a little stretchy. I know you can use starch and all sorts of things to stiffen it all up, but I'm too lazy for that. Okay, we just need to bring that in a little bit. I got to give him a little bit of the white in the corner because it's going to cut off his ears if I don't. I don't want to cut off this guy's ear. Well, maybe I can get a little closer. There we go. So I'm going to, I think the only one that I'm really, okay, like if I screw any of these up, I can agonize all day just for the sake of deciding whether or not I like an effect. But before I do the fox one and the 2 hummingbird ones, I'm going to make sure that I pick one of the design styles that I really, really like. I'm going to do the triangles again. Only this time I think I'm going to make them a lot bigger. We'll see how they go. Because I want to see how the triangles go if the I know what I'm doing. At least I think I do. Making some kind of wings. Honestly, those kind of wings are, as far as I understand it, really easy to do. Okay, I need wider pieces because so I just set this in the middle of my 9-inch. Because that way I only have to eyeball it, right? So 2 inches, 2 inches, 1.5 inch. So 1.5 inches on the top and the bottom, 2 inches on the side. We'll bring them out to the full. So if I go 2.5 all the way around, yeah, I know what I'm doing. No, I don't. If I go 2.5 inches all the way around, no, if I go, that's 1.5 inches. If I go 1.5 inches all the way around, and these pieces are getting smaller again. If I go 1.5 inches all the way around, I'm deciding what I want. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. I swear to God, everybody else is like, I'm just going to take a little break. And I'm like, I got to pee. I really need to get some more. I really need to get some etiquette going. Okay. Now I need to decide. If I go around this with the orange and then use the black and then finish it with the black, that'll actually look nice. So I would want wider on the top and bottom. Well, this is a tall one. So what I want wider on the sides and then narrow at the top and bottom? Or am I just going wider at the top and bottom to just get it finished? I'm assuming the wider top and bottom would depend on. I'm just deciding what I want here. This is the problem, is that if you're doing everything the same, you can just drop into that mode, you know? You can just drop into that mode when you're, when everything is going to be the exact same. You just go, okay, got it. I got to do the squares too. I got to do more of those. Yeah, so on this one, I'd be filling in, on this particular one, I'd be filling in the sides. So I'd want the sides to be wider and the tops to be narrow. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm doing. The only reason why I'm not worrying about it too much right now, I'm going to do it on this one. The reason why I wasn't worrying too much about the other one, because anything that comes in a little bit over, I can now store without worrying about fraying and stuff, because sometimes I move stuff around like nobody's business. So, if it wasn't for that, I'd be a lot more careful. But yeah, cut 2 inches for the sides, 1 inch for the top, that sort of thing. Yeah. That is something I'm definitely going to be doing for these taller pieces. Gotta get that straightened up. Okay, so this guy is he is 4.5 by 6. So bring him up here, bring him up there. This is quicker and easier for me to visualize than moving stuff around. So I need 1.5, 1.5, 2.5. So 2.5 down each side. But actually, I'm going to go 2.5. That did not move. Why am I thinking that that moved? Actually, I'm going to go 3 down the sides. I want it to be bigger. I want them to be, yeah. I'm going to go 3 down each side. I'm going to go 3 inches wide down each side, just simply because if it's a little bit bigger, then I have, what the hell happened here? Well, that's what the hell happened. My ruler was not straight, and I cut this at an angle. It's not the end of the world, but when it's folded in half like this, if it's folded in half and you don't cut it straight along the fold, then when you open it, it's got like a V in it, like this. Like you go, I'm going to fold this fabric, and I'm going to cut. I want a straight line to cut against, but I'm accidentally screwing this up and going at an angle. Then when you open up your thing, obviously this is small and obvious, but then when you open it up, it's like that, right? So when you want them to be straight, you fold it in half, make sure that that's pressed down a little bit, just really, really well, so that you can line up the bottom of your ruler against it and line up the side if you have enough of the side to work with. Then when you cut it, it stays nice and straight. It's pretty common for them to have a slight little, yeah, the V's. Basically, I will double and triple check if I need to make sure that this hasn't shifted. Usually as this shifts a little bit, and then as you move your stuff, because I usually cut it, then I flip it so I can line up the ruler properly. I hate cross cutting with the rotary cutter. I'm always concerned that I'm going to cut myself. It's pretty common to get a tiny V though. I don't think I've ever not had the tiny, because don't forget, if you're off by 1/10 of a millimeter here, mathematically it just adds and compounds as you go up. The tiniest little twitch is enough to do it. I think, yeah, this has the tiniest bit. This has the tiniest bit, but I'm okay. Okay, that goes down the sides. And then I said I need how much for top and bottom? 2 inches top and bottom. That'll give me the, if I go 2 inches for top and bottom, that'll give me what I need. There. I'm going to do them both. I think I have enough for both. If I don't have enough for both, I'll cut later, more in a minute. Nope, that's not, that might not quite be enough. So anyway, I don't worry too much about too many of the V's. It depends on what kind of a V. I don't know how to describe it. I'll get this back a tiny bit. I also like not having to, I'm not a big fan of the precision cutting because then you have to match up your corners exactly. And if you don't, you screw up everything. So, come on, back up. Boing. Yeah, and then that one has to go on the bottom. One. Just put it on the bottom. Do it right. I need to do it right. It's kind of funny though. Have you ever noticed if you ever, I do that. Okay. I'm just weird. Maybe I'm not so weird, but if you ever watch some of those really, like Missouri Star Quilt Company, their videos, Donna Jordan, mind you, she passed. I don't know if she's going to be doing any more videos. And then who's the other one? Debbie Shore. Those are the three big ones that I tend to watch a lot. And they'll show you like all this really cool stuff. But then then every now and again, they'll show the bigger project. And you can see that they make the exact same mistakes that everybody else makes. They just don't highlight them when they're teaching because that makes sense. I'm just like, no, you can see it all. And I watch those three for thoughts, ideas, techniques all the time. They're really good at what they do. They really are. I'm not trying to insult them. I'm just saying that a lot of the stuff that we see as huge mistakes in sewing are not the big deal. Like when they'll put together, oh, do it this way to get your whatever stuff, your Texas Star. Do this to your Texas Star, right? Then they'll zoom out on a full size quilt they've done with like 6 Texas Stars, and then you pause it and you look, and like 2 of them have got stuff in the wrong spot. It's like, okay, everybody does it. It's not a big deal. I don't know why. I just feel better when I spot mistakes that the professionals are making. I'm like, I feel a whole lot better about what I'm doing. And if for some bizarre reason, yes, I love when they show mistakes. I really do. I wish they would all have blooper reels or something, because I will tell you right now, there's been a couple of videos that I've watched where I learned more from watching them fix a mistake than from what they were telling me to do in the first place. But people don't want to see the mistakes. Oh, I have enough. Yeah, see, so I did top and bottom like I was supposed to. I'm going to wander over. I'm going to do 2 things. My iron is on, which means it's getting really hot in this corner. So I am going to go, and I have a fan that I point to. There's no windows in this little corner that I sew in. So when it heats up, it can get pretty stagnant in here. So I'm going to go change into a pair of shorts and turn a fan on, because if I don't do that, I'm going to get really cranky and miserable from leaving the iron on. It's only going to be a couple seconds, but I will be right back. Shayla came over. My gloves down. hello, Shayla, baby. What you doing? You are such a good girl. She's got the super fuzzies right now. No cranky. Yeah. No, the iron's not super hot. There's Shayla. There's Shayla being little Miss Thing. She started off over there and she's just been kind of scooting her way over here since. The iron's not that hot. Well, the iron's hot. It's over there. The problem is that there's no like we're in a condo, so the windows are only on one wall, right? That one over there. Come on, you gonna do it? It's trying. Fucking thing. So the windows are over there. We're overlooking the windows are over on that wall, right? We're overlooking a gully, so there's a lot of trees that can actually break up wind. So it's not there. There's not a high degree of airflow most of the time to begin with. So this dining room here goes so I've got the area here. Where are we? So it starts. Okay, so there's the door. So then we go. There's the kitchen area right there, which is it's a little pass-through galley kitchen. So that blocks any potential breeze. And then we're going. There's the wall. There's the iron, and it's just all wall. Right here, right. So there's not. It's like I don't know how to describe it, but it's an airflow thing. So when it starts to get warm in here, it starts to get warm in this little corner, there's not enough airflow to move the heat around. Like, okay, if you've ever done that thing where you pour water, right? You pour water down a little thing, and if you pour water down a little thing where it's going like down a little trough with angles in it, some of the angles don't even get water in them. It just goes and bypasses. So that's what we have here. Oh, she ran away. Anyway, so the heat builds up and it just doesn't have anywhere to, like, okay, heat rises. Well, it's got nowhere to rise to. It just builds up and then doesn't flow. If our area where the kitchen was more open, we might have a different experience, but it's not. So yeah, it just kind of acts like a heat sink in this corner and just holds it, which is annoying as all get out. See, I didn't say fuck. I didn't say annoying as fuck. I'm getting better at the swearing thing. Oh, wait. Anyway, no, it's kind of weird. And of course, we didn't rent this place with the idea of me sewing. As a matter of fact, we were here for like over 2 years before I started really getting into the sewing. Before that, I was sewing in the bedroom because I was only sewing a little bit here and a little bit there. Then the Etsy thing started, but no. So it's not that big. It's not that big of a deal that the heat builds up. What's the big deal is, oh, that's only going to do one. How wide was that one? Three. Oh no, I don't put that there. So yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. Yeah, the heat builds up. It doesn't circulate, and there's this. But I figured out a thing. That's really, really cool, because what a lot of people will do, you'll have this hot, stuffy room, right? I don't know. I retain trivia. Don't know why. I just do. Anyway, I retained some trivia that basically said that when you're in a hot, stuffy room and you put the fan beside you, you're just recirculating that same hot, stuffy air. You'll feel a little bit of relief, but it's the same hot air. It's not leaving the area. But it turns out that if you set your fan up, because we're very open, like everything else, everything, like once you get, okay, so here's where the sewing area ends, and then we open right into the living room, right? So there's the fan over there by the bedroom, because the way that this place is set up, everybody has it where some rooms are cooler than others, right? Yeah. Well, some rooms are cool. Some rooms are cooler than others, and that bedroom, that little area there is cool. Is a cooler area of the house. And of course, you can open, but even just opening the windows won't do anything, because there's not enough airflow pushing in to reach all the way back here and push that back out. But if I put the fan there and point it this way, it pushes, it acts like a Dyson. Have you ever seen those Dyson fans and all that stuff? It kind of has a similar effect. And it pushes the cold air, it pushes the cooler air from that side of the room over into this corner. And that allows the stuff behind me and around me to actually dissipate. Anyway, I picked up some trivia. Turned out that it worked. So instead of putting, because I used to have a fan like right here, going, oh my God, this is so hot. Oh my God, this is so hot. This is crazy. It's so hot. Move the fan over there and it actually cools it off. But I also find that if I change into shorts, I'm a lot more comfortable, because it's a steam iron. So you're also trying to break up the humidity as well. Oh yeah. When your AC went out, yeah. It's kind of funny. Instead of sitting directly in front of the fan, find the coolest spot in the house. Okay, like you can't put the fan in the bedroom and then have it shooting out the bedroom door, but you have it just out the bedroom door and it'll just suck the air from that. It moves it differently. I don't know why, and I don't remember where I came across this. That's how trivia works. You don't always remember the source. I never remember the source. I just remember, hey, I heard this thing. So yeah, so we, and I was super sweaty 5 minutes ago, and now I'm nice and comfortable. It's fucking weird. It is completely weird. So the only time that I'm in really big trouble is when that area is also hot and stuffy, then I have a different problem. Okay. So what did I do? Anyway. Oh, and I saw a video the other day. Some guy who happens to sell fabric, what a fucking coincidence this is, talking about how when you make quilts out of scrap, that you're just not doing yourself any favors. And that is less than 9. Why is that less than? Oh, because I'm going to do a thing. Okay. Be right back. Ugh. Now, what was I going to do? That's less. That is like 8.5. How did I get that? Oh, I don't know what I did. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's not going to be a problem. It is not going to be a problem, because I don't want that one. That one's going to go over there. I have a smaller. There's a smaller piece. So if I want that to be there, then that actually has to be really big. Okay, I did screw this. This is a mistake. Okay, so that's fine. We're good. So this should have been, these top and bottom ones should have probably been an extra 1/2 inch. Not a problem. We're just going to throw that in the ugly quilt pile. I don't think I allowed enough. That's okay. I've got this one. Let's double check this one. Yeah, this one's also a little small, which is fine. I'm going to fix this one right now by going 1 inch, An inch. Okay, that's fine. Now I need 1.5 inches, which means I need 2.5. This is not nearly wide enough. This will be fine. I thought I had a smaller piece. Oh, perfect. I'll use this one. I'll use this one, and then it will really seem intentional. Now I'll take them from there. So if I go 1 inch and 1 inch, I need 1.5 inches, which means I need, say, let's just go 2.5. I don't have to care. That's enough for the top. I'm going to have to cut 2 of them, though, because one's not quite wide enough. That's fine. Yeah, I didn't allow for the seam allowance, or at least I didn't. Okay, this is again back to me and my freaking. I always, measure for 1/4 inch and then sew 3/8. Okay, that's done. Let's see how I'm going to fix this. Okay, that one's done. That's the right width. Okay, and that's done. La 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 la. Oh yeah, back to my generic bitching. So yeah, a guy comes on, he's going, yeah, when you use leftover fabrics to do a quilt, then it's too mismatched and it doesn't look good. And if you want your quilts to look your best, exactly, eh? I'm doing the top and bottom first. Okay, so that's done. Now it's almost 12 inches. It's big enough. It's fine. Perfect. This is, how big are these? I don't need to worry about the width. I'm just going to do it properly. There. I am still going to go back and do some of those square ones with the square pieces. I just don't want to commit to doing the whole thing. I might use about, yeah, thanks, Jenny. Don't spook her. Okay, that one's done. And I need another 3-inch piece. I can just hack that one off. Not worry too much about it. La la la, la 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 la. Where's I gotta get another piece. Hi, baby girl. How's my puppy? Oh, you are such a fluffy girl. She gets super, super fluffy in the wintertime. She gets super fluffy whenever we're not cutting her fur, cutting her hair. I said that was 3 inches, didn't I? Let me just double check. Yeah, 3 inches. Happened here. Anyway, so Dudrick is yeah, it's not gonna hurt it. And I'm intentionally, because the sizes are already going to mismatch, I'm intentionally mismatching the blocks so that anything that doesn't line up looks intentional versus accidental, which you never want. No matter how much of an oopsie it is, you want it to look like you did it with intention. Yeah, so this guy's on there. This guy is like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. When you sew using leftovers like that, then you're gonna have all these issues with your quilt and all this stuff. And then he's like, oh, and by the way, don't forget to visit my online store where you can buy fabric from me. I'm like, what? I'm listening to this guy, and it's like, that's the kind. Okay, the whole idea of if you're going to make a quilt, you need to go buy all new fabric to make sure you're getting a consistent result. Is the very expensive, very self-defeating advice that keeps so many people from wanting to get into sewing as a hobby. Because it's kind of funny, depending. Okay, even quilting, and I don't know how to say this right, but even quilting. If you're willing to start small and work your way up to it, quilting can be technically inexpensive. Yeah, don't use scraps. But because he sells fabric, right? And it's like, absolutely use your scraps. Use your scraps. If you, I'm not very confident, then make dog blankets. Make your first few projects blankets for your dogs, your friends' dogs, cat blankets. They're small. Bird blankets. Believe it or not, birds and ferrets and animals like that like to have little hammocks of fabric. Yeah, see now it's the right size. It's extra long. I'm going to be trimming top and bottom. It's definitely way too long now. Where is it? This sort the pile somewhere. Yeah, see, this is okay. This is 9.5 inches. So since it's already since this is already 9 inches, this is what I'm going to be using to square everything up. I got to iron it though, because it's not quite looking as wide as it should be, but let's see. Oh, poor Sheila, I'm so sorry. Make it over here. There. So I'm just going to go. It's exactly. I really need to pay closer attention to my. And you know what? I can even like go up here, make this piece narrow, like that, and leave this piece like wider. It doesn't have to be so. It doesn't have to be completely perfectly done. This is like, yep. I have got to start paying attention to my seam allowances. I'm not cutting this yet. It's oh, I was thinking, and I don't know if I want to do this or not. I don't have enough. Yeah, I have enough pieces. I was thinking of maybe adding like that and putting it in the corners as well. But I don't think I want to. If I put it in the corners, then it's not. I don't think I want to do that, but I could. So this is the exact right width. So I screwed something up there. Wasn't paying attention to the width, but that one's done. Okay, this one. This one I'm going to. Yeah, exactly. I mean, so yeah. Making scrap dolls, making whatever. No, these people, yeah. I just remembered about that. I actually saw this like a while ago. So basically, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring this down to how much am I off by? I've got the right width. It's the height that's I've got the right width. It's the height that's off by like 1/2 inch. So if I do that, okay, I want to fix this one because I know that I'm going to have more than enough for the ugly quilt as it is. So I want to see if I can fix this one, because if I can't, it still can go on the ugly quilt. But no, I will tell you right now, there are so many things that you can make with scraps. That is, yeah, this is 9.5 wide, so there's no problem there. I could just do it in orange. I could, is this the right width? Oh, it's off by like 1/2 inch. No, I do not want to take the chance of screwing up. Yeah, this is exactly 9 inches if I don't line it up perfectly. I'm saving that though. What if I do that? I've got some that goes this way. Oh, this all goes up and down. I don't have any that goes side to side, so I'd have to cut some. Yeah. Okay. I am going to bring this into 3/4 inch all the way around. Oops. That goes in a save for later pile. Now these two are up and down. So that's not going to be a problem. Put them up and down on each side. And I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to do it. Yeah, I've got another idea. It's fine. Because if I don't like it, it goes on the ugly quilt. There is a reason why having multiple projects on the go at the same time. So that can go like that. Yeah, look at that. Framed by these guys. That's awesome looking. But I've got to have this going in. These are already cut to go up and down. Up and down. So I need some that are cut to go side to side. That's all. And let me just do. Yeah, this was pre-washed, which means it's got shit everywhere. Okay. Now, I know that I need at least 2 inches, which means I need at least 3. So why don't I cut 4? Why don't I cut off a 4-inch piece? I'm going to take off the very top because it's completely frayed out. I will say though, come on up here. And now I have to break my own rule. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go, okay, that's 4 inches. I'm just going to go straight across here. I know it's going to be a mess, but I don't have any plans to do a lot with this fabric. Because I don't have enough. And so far have found no indication that I'll be able to get it anywhere else. Okay, yeah, there's a V. There's a distinct V right there. See? Because I cut it, I did a sloppy cut just to get it cut. Which is fine. So now I can do this I can do this and have a tall piece on the top or bottom and then go around and leave just, no, I'm going to go top and bottom. It'll be fine. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Trust me, I'm an expert. Or I'm just dumb. I don't know which yet. Okay, that's going up and down. It's going to be a lot less wasteful. This is the nicer piece. This is the nicer piece. I haven't decided how I want to do this yet. Oh, there's an edge. There's the other edge. Okay. Gonna sew top and bottom. I got to leave a little extra because there's a crappy edge right there. Okay. I want to be, okay, I know I'm wasting some of this fox one, but I want to at least be careful enough, right? So I'm going to go top, bottom. Then I'm going to go side to side. And I'll decide how I'm trimming this later. So that goes like that. Wait a second. How big of a piece do I need? Let me do my math. I just need an inch. An inch. Okay, we're going to go right to there. There. We're going to go right there, right across. I know what I'm doing. Can't feel it. There it is. Okay, that one's on. This one's going to be kind of wonky. This is going to look really wonky because I just am grabbing at shit. But it's going to fit properly. Come on, get in there. Yeah, I got to remember now that the weather's changing, if I'm going to come on, well, if I'm going to come over here at all, if I come over here and start sewing and I need to get up and down, that's one thing. But I need to remember that if I'm going to turn the camera on, I might as well have the fan on before I even start. There we go. I'm not going super nuts to make it absolutely perfect, but I'm getting the really obvious. Now I'm going to leave this one. Oops, it goes like that. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. That's fine. I'm going to leave this one quite a bit. I'm not going to trim this one down at all because if I can always add it to the ugly quilt, but I can't necessarily. I can always make it smaller. I can't make it bigger. So that's already straight. So it's going down here. There we go. Because I'm expecting, one of the reasons I decided to prioritize this for a little while at least, because I am 100% expecting that some of these are going to end up going into the ugly quilt if I don't like how they look for this quilt, right? Thanks for monitoring that, Jenny. Come on, back up here. Today is Wednesday. I don't know why it's vitally important that I know this, but today is Wednesday. Okay, that's not going to fit. Okay, that I can make that. That's at least 10 inches. I can make it fit if I go here. Then I've got space here and space here, just on the off chance that this is all scrap. Well, that one doesn't fit either. Well, that's awesome. Well, just on the off chance that I decide to use it in the ugly quilt, instead of trimming it down to 9 inches, I'll use the longer piece here. There we go. Okay, I might as well wander off. Okay, I'm going to give this a quick iron and I'll be right back. Okay. Excessively long. Absolutely excessively long. The correct width. So I don't know if it's easy to see through the, I don't know if the lamp is in the way. Yeah, see, look, so now you just kind of have to use your imagination and imagine that everything goes away except for what's inside the ruler. Or you can always just fold it down. Fold it down. There, that's an approximate of what that's going to look like. That's an approximate of what it looks like. I just folded the extra pieces under. So a bear with a layer of black. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's pretty close. We're only going to lose a little. We're only going to lose a little bit more of that. So only a little bit of that's coming off, and that's what it's going to look like now. So that one's going to look really nice because you got the bears surrounded by the foxes. And you know what? Okay, I'm not 100% sure. I don't even know where I put them. Where did I put them? Are they in here? Okay. I've got deer, right? I've got the bear sleeping. I've got the baby bears. I've got the deer and the rabbit. That's what I've got in the bigger pieces. I don't have any foxes in the bigger pieces. The only foxes I have are these guys, are the little guys. These are the only fox pieces I have, is that one, and they're both really tiny. So maybe I should do a few patches of just the foxes, or using them to go around other stuff, because I think this blanket, I don't know that I want to use these because they're not the right size. They're too big. See, this is what I do, and then I unsort. Then I pile them back up. Now they're unsorted again. Now I can do just bear, deer. I could do one in just the deer. As a matter of fact, I've got enough of that. I think I don't know how much I have enough of. Anyway, I just realized though, and then there's the bear. So I'm just realizing that I've only got, this is the only one with the fox on it that I've got, the only one. If I do 25 though, and I put this in the center, that would look really nice. That's probably going to go into the center. I'm keeping them over here so I don't lose them in the pile. But yeah, to do this here, I would literally have to, I started doing one here. I started doing a pair right here. Let me just see how that's going to go. But yeah, these are the only foxes I have. I could put I just got that here. I started a FAFO to see what I think. So yeah, so this is going to be this bear. So there's some extra foxes finding their way in. He's really long. He's really big. So if I end up for some reason changing my mind, it can go in the ugly quilt, no problem. So I've got this one here and this one here. Combined, they go like that. So if I connect them with some black, that's too wide. Do I have a narrower piece of that's okay? So if I connect them with some black, let's do that right now. Let's connect them and see what we think. But that's the only way I'm getting, this is just the realization of that's the only way I'm getting foxes into this quilt is by connecting these pieces. Okay, that goes like that. So that goes like that. That goes like that. There. Come on, you can do it. Okay, time for a quick ironing. That's the one thing I'm gonna have to do is a lot of ironing for this. Okay, so these are together like that, which works. They are not the same width. So I will either have to, if I want them, they're never going to match. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely do smaller seams, but then I can, what's my width? Yeah, I need like, okay, let's do it. Let's do this. Let's do this and see what happens. The problem with this one is that the two foxes are not the same size piece. So I'm either going to have to trim the one down a little bit to make a match, or I'm going to have to take that into consideration when I'm working with them. I don't think I care, but okay. What did I do? How wide was that? Yeah, that was that. That was about that. There we go.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Bye.
How was your day? Going for a nap?
I wish it was a lot. How's it going?
Somebody had a busy day. Lisa's home. Okay, so this is 6, 7. I need 3 inches total, which is fine. Is that going to be wide enough? No, it's not. It's not the right size. So I have to, but I should encase the whole thing in black. Yeah, I think I should put black on top and bottom. I don't think it's going to look right if I don't. I'm just checking my little stash here to see if there's a big enough. Okay, that piece is wide enough. I'll have to trim that piece, but I don't think I can. No. Yeah, I have to trim that piece, but I don't care. Okay, let's get these. I'm getting kisses. Welcome home. So I think I'm going to finish this one. Then I'm going to go keep my wife company. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. She's getting the really bad. Yeah, welcome to Peggy's FAFO sewing school. Linda and I are attempting to teach her better habits. Oh, she's off in the back. She'll see it. Just trust me, she'll see it. Okay, that one. And then that That's not wide. That's not wide enough, and I don't know I don't think I want to sacrifice anything bigger. Okay. Ooh, I could have put on orange. Well, what I was thinking about doing was just doing this so that it's framed. Going at about the same as I did for the other ones. I don't care if it ends up being really tiny when it's all done. Now I take the top one and do about the same. I'm not doing these very wide at all. Okay, so now I can do that. Now I've got that. This is a little wide, but I've got tons of these ones, so I don't have to, this one doesn't have to be right. It just has to be finished. Oh, here's a little narrow black that I could have used. Put that over there for the next time. So now the question is, do I use more fox material? Do I use more of the fox and go around in foxes? Or do you know what? I think I do the orange. I think I'm going to do the orange. I'm going to do the lighter orange. There it is. I knew I had a single piece of this stuff somewhere. I'm just going to do the crisscross and get it done. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Jenny says, welcome to Peggy's FAFO sewing school. And then says, Lisa, Linda and I are attempting to teach her better habits.
What kind of habits are they teaching you?
Just to sew things in the proper order, not cut my hand off.
Oh, please don't cut your hand off.
Actually, I'm just going to do that. I hate crisscrossing my arms like this. I just see a piece this big anyway. Okay. 2 inches. I'm going to do 2 inches. Yeah, that I grabbed the orange, but not the super bright one. I grabbed the not quite bright one. Okay, so I've got 2 inches and 2 inches. I am committed to the idea that if 2 inches isn't quite enough, then I'll add another layer of black around the outside to give it some scraping. So I got 4. Let's see what I'm looking at here. It should be about right. As long as I keep my seams. I got to go side to side, then top to bottom this time because I didn't give myself enough space on these. I'm going to finish this block, babe, and then I am going to call it quits.
Okay, you have fun.
I am having fun. That's why I'm finishing this block first. I think that's 6 blocks for it. 5 or 6.
That's impressive.
Now, one was already done. 1, 2, no, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5. There's 5 sitting over there. This will be number 6.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good progress.
Well, and they're all a little bit different. I don't know if you well, you're tired. I don't know if you remember me telling you that. Poor Lisa's sleepy. You can see it. Yeah, this one's going to look nice. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Okay. Well, if it's not, then you guys haven't done a very good job. No, it's the length. If I did the top to bottom first, then this. If I'd have done this, then this first, see, then I wouldn't have had enough length. This way, it's narrower, and I have enough width. No, I don't. This is exactly. I got to cut 2 more pieces of that because it's not wide enough. Not wide enough. I will not have the right width if I do it that way. No, it's fine. Like I said, I was hoping to just use all of these pieces. And if I'd have gone top and bottom, then I would have had too much length. Turns out that I'm off by just enough that I have to cut more pieces anyway, though. Because this is almost exactly 9 inches wide. This will be exactly 9 inches wide, but it won't be tall, and it's not going to be quite enough if I don't do it right. What happened there? That's okay. Yeah, you guys have to forgive me for doing it wrong this time. Okay. I'm just going to cut. That's the correct width. Why did I agonizing about the height? What's going on here? I'm missing something. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's right. 2 inches is fine. I'm going to go 2 1/4 though. There. Doop de doop. A doop de doop. Yeah, see, Jenny, Linda said it's okay. So I can do it either way. It was just the way things were going to line up. Oh, I'm getting sniffy again. Perfect timing. Look at our princess dog over here. Look at the princess dog. It's like, hello, mommy is home. Why are we not OUT yet? Guess who expects to be accommodated the instant she shows up? Okay. Don't worry. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. No, you can stop.
Sheila, come here.
She is such the princess of this house. I have to work. It's one more work, and then we're done.
Come here, Sheila.
I guess I should start saying my you know what now, but I can't say the word out loud or it's going to get her going. But I'm going to start saying that now because I've probably only got a few seconds before little Miss Princess here is going to get singing me the song of her people. You know how that goes. So, yeah, I'm liking how this one's going to turn out. What's going on? Why are you doing that? There we go. Ooh. Okay. So that's fine. This is actually working out to be pretty easy too because I always make a big pile of crap when I sew. Yeah, that one's nice. I'm gonna go iron it because everything's on, and I'll show it to you, and then I'm gonna start turning things off. Oh, now she's gonna beat you up. Now she's over there trying to bully Lisa. Yeah, sorry, I can't. For anybody not in the know, if I am too polite and say GOODBYE too enthusiastically, our canine overlords will start with their stuff and then get really. This might still be a touch narrow, or is it touch tall? That's a touch tall, which is fine. Yep. So this is almost exactly 9 by 9. This way, lose an inch or so, not even an inch off the top. That looks nice. I like that one. That one. I like how that one's going to go. That one's definitely going into the quilt. So now we've got now here's the thing. If a bunch of them are similar, I don't care. If a bunch of them are identical, I don't care. But I need at least a small collection of this going in to break things up because no two, well, not no two, but I've got 5 different things I can do, 6, 7, and they're all different sizes. So yeah, this one's going to fit in nicely. Okay, so that's it for me. I will say adieu without saying keywords that will trigger the monsters, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a great week. Bye. Oh, I've got to click. Every time I say goodbye, and then I got to click all the buttons in the world. Bye.